Good afternoon, September 24. I wanted to send out a video message regarding the huge gaffe that took place in Ottawa on Friday, on the same day that there were demonstrations in Toronto against government policies around the entire transgender agenda. And a number of things have emerged since then. And it's getting people talking on Twitter Spaces today, and I thought I would weigh in with this video. Yeah, that 338 members of parliament were applauding a war veteran that was a Waffen-SS officer in the Second World War in Ukraine. Is stirring up a lot of emotions with people. I see it everywhere, and also with me. Many know my history in that regards. My grandfather, the one who I'm named after, Afko de Vries, he was killed in March of 1945. He was a policeman when the war erupted, and he took care of his son. My dad was 6 when he died, so quite a drama, family drama that still casts its shadow to me as well. And one of the reasons, in fact, why I'm engaging at the moment politically is because of that history, where I feel the sacrifices that my grandfather and my dad made cannot be in vain, and we need to stand up for a strong and free Canada. And that's one of the motivations that I have to do that. My opinion around this whole issue of Ukraine is well aligned with the overall PPC policy that Maxime Bernier laid out about almost a year ago now. At that point, only 100,000 people had been killed. Now we're up to 500,000 in Ukraine. We're not getting the news properly on the mainstream news about that. We're not getting the news that ultimately it's been Ukraine that has been losing that war, that Russia has taken the pieces of land that they wanted, and that they lost probably about one soldier for every 5 soldiers that Ukraine has lost. At this point, they're rounding up people, including women, at gunpoint to fill in the empty spaces in the army that have been created. There are atrocities going on that are ridiculous. Canada should have never been involved with that war. It's not our war. That we sent $10 billion of our tax money there is ridiculous. Canada should have been an advocate for the parties to come to the table to negotiate peace. Now, at this point, Poland has been describing Ukraine recently as a man drowning that you don't want to be close to because he might drag you down with him. And they have stopped all weapons deliveries. We also see the US, in fact, starting to walk back their support, and we'll see what happens there in 24. But we see very solidly a majority of the population is against this war, and definitely is not interested in escalating this to World War III with Russia, based on the conflict that has been cooked up there. And there we have Zelensky being embraced by Trudeau. Trudeau was on the ropes. He needs another scandal, I guess, because the previous scandal of declaring India country non grata wasn't serious enough. The man, in my opinion, is at this point a clear and present danger for Canada. We can only expect more disasters out of him as a way to cover up for the disaster of the previous week. And this disaster of parading somebody around that has ties to the Waffen-SS, which were the worst groups in the German army that in fact were responsible for killing and rounding up Jews. If you look at the history of Belarus, for example, I recently watched a 2019 Russian movie called Come and See. For history buffs like me, I know a heck of a lot about the World War II history because of my grandfather's involvement. That movie is a must-see in my opinion. Again, it's a piece of the puzzle to fully understand everything that went on there. Belarus, in fact, with Poland, are the two countries where the most amount of people were killed proportionally in the Second World War. In Belarus, they estimate 1 in 3, in Poland 1 in 2, and that includes military and civilian people. So the suffering that went on there is unimaginable for us, even for us Canadians or Dutch people, me as a Dutch Canadian. Those war atrocities and things that went on there are ridiculous. And for Parliament to stir up that history in this way, I think they crossed the line. We see a lot of responses today. Even Dr. Nilly, hello, Dr. Nilly in Ottawa. We disagree on everything pretty much related to the COVID bamboozle. But there she is. She is, as a Jew, greatly disturbed by what happened there in the Parliament, and rightly so. Ezra Levant is also asking a lot of pertinent questions, I think, and rightly so. This is a gaffe of the highest order, not just by Justin Trudeau, but certainly also by Pierre Poilievre. In fact, this could be one of those sparks of tipping moments where we wake up a whole group of people and say, okay, enough is enough. These 338 members of parliament are not representing us. They need to be elected out. We need other representation, and we do not want our money to be spent on killing Ukrainians and Russians and $10 billion by now, and getting more inflation as a thank you in return in our land. This madness has to stop, and maybe this is the line in the sand after the the whole issue related to transgender, where we can see some action. One last point, and this is where these two items intersect. Josh Alexander posted an interesting tweet. Yes, on Friday we had Wild Bill Riddle, I think is his last name, at the demonstration with Josh Alexander and Billboard Chris, and also Maxime Bernier was there. I was there as well, demonstrating against the big pharma meddling in with the children of people, and with the policies related to transgenderism. This veteran, he's an airborne regiment veteran, is a hero. What happened to him was, on that Friday, when they were applauding a Waffen-SS officer in the House of Commons, this man was detained for his freedom of speech and exercising his freedom of speech at this rally. Why? Because he didn't quickly move enough to the particular direction that the police said he should move, because I guess they were afraid for that him expressing his opinion would upset some people. It's there's a lot of things that are wrong here, and we're just shining the light on it, people. We are not calling for any violence, but I fully understand that is boiling people's blood, everything that's going on here. We need to funnel this energy into positive change. We have a positive party. We have an option. At least there is something else that we can strive toward. We can replace these 338 members of parliament with common sense policies that honor our history properly, and that take care of the kids. Leave the kids alone. Let parents be parents. Anyways, I wanted to get this video out. I hope to create some additional discussion. Please keep it cordial. I see people in this situation, their blood is boiling, their emotions are stirred. I understand, but we can still have rational discussions. The other side at this point is not capable even of having any discussions, rational discussions. It's right away resorting to name calling and Nazi this and fascist that. That's basically their entire argument. It makes no sense. I would say take your pill, but yeah, no, I'm actually not that big of a fan of big pharma, as you might know. So calm down, drink your water, and shake your head and study history and look at all the arguments. Look at it rationally. Actually, I was very impressed with Billboard's Chris um, continued engagement and presence there. And that's an example we should follow. Try to have conversations with people, try to talk some common sense into people. And so that's what I hope this video will accomplish as well. We don't need more polarization, but we definitely need a change in direction in our government. And that's what we're working on here at the PPC. Thank you very much.